That's good.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Cold, because we had the heating on this morning to come on at 7 to 8 or 8 till 9. I can't remember, but wow, it's cold here. Yeah. Because the heating's off now, and we're waiting to put the log fire on. That takes a long while to sort of kick over and heat the house up again. So we're in between. We had the door open all morning because of the dogs running in and out like lunatics. So yeah, all good.
How is the new little doggy? How's she getting on?
Yeah, she's good. I think she's half as much again, size-wise. Again, she's growing like a good and like, you know. We had her in the vets the other week. You can believe the size of her and how big she is. But she's good as gold. She's learning.
Yeah, she got a good appetite.
Oh yeah, she don't stop all day long. She'll eat anything, you name it. Christmas trees, tinsel, you name it. Yeah.
Oh,
me, I got scars to prove it.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, she's bitey. She's learning, you know.
Yeah. Okay. How many other have you got? Other dogs as well?
Got 2 handbag dogs, as I call them.
Okay.
One's a Jack Russell. This is my daughter's, and the other one's a Bichon Shih Tzu cross. So they're both handbag dogs. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was having a discussion with the wife the other day, and I think I'm slowly wearing her down, and there is a possibility that we may be getting a dog at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be nice.
The little ones they don't need much walking. It's the big ones that, you know, take that.
Yeah, exactly. Morning, Mark. Nice to see you, mate. Lou to buy Spurs. Yeah, so if you don't know what he's talking about there, I saw someone mention on Twitter the other day that Ad Postecoglou looks a bit like Lou Carpenter from Neighbours.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I did have rather a belly laugh about that. So, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Carry on. Yeah.
So, can you give Brian the link? Which Brian's that? Mr. Daigle, of course. I will put it in the comments, mate.
Devil? Yeah.
I'm not sure if I can.
Technicalities.
Send him the link. I've got his mobile number somewhere, I think. But while I figure that one out, let's get cracking. Oh, yeah, there's Brian. Oh, hello, mate. Yeah, I've just put the link up here.
Yeah.
So if you want to pop in, that'd be great. Mark says yes. Brian's going to make some coffee and they'll be there. That'd be great. Got it. Nice one, Brian. We shall see you in a minute. But we shall start talking about the debacle last Sunday.
Yes.
Spurs 1, Fulham 1.
Yeah.
So lineup was Forster, Dogie, Davis, Dragusin, Porro. Brian's awake. Yep. Madison, Basuma, Sarr, Werner, Son, and Johnson. What can you really say about it? I keep hearing people say, "Don't you want to be entertained, etc." I'm not entertained when we're losing the ball every 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I think it's obviously it's got a lot to do with the players, but it's also got a lot to do with the way that the manager, Mr. Carpenter, sorry, that was his laugh. Sets us up. Now, we play against teams like Fulham. They put 8-9 men behind the ball. And then when they catch us on the break, we've got 2 men back.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make an awful lot of sense to me. I don't recall Fulham having a lot of chances in the first half. I don't think we really did either. Another nice goal from Johnson, the 54th minute.
Yeah.
But you could see that it was coming, that they were going to score. What are your thoughts, Kev?
I don't know. There's a morale thing going on with that team. I think that it's hit and miss. You know, Foster's in goal, which is not. It's not the end of the world, you know, because he's not a bad keeper. It's just he's a low-down shot that he lets by sometimes, and he has slippery hands as well. They're not non-Teflon type.
Lurpak hands.
Yeah, that's the ones. Yeah, but it's soul destroying for us, the supporters, to watch it. And I mean, the people are paying hundreds of pounds every week to go there and flying in from Canada and everywhere else all around the world to watch these games. I don't know. They don't know what they're going to get. You know, one minute we can be destroyers of Man City and stuff 4-0. And next week we'll roll out against Fulham or Brighton's and things like that. And we just don't get it together. You know, it's a total different day. As if they're on something, you know, some medications are retarding them or something. They just don't do what they're supposed to do, you know. It is, I can't understand, you know. They've got the team quality, but they just don't use it. It just doesn't appear.
I think also it doesn't make sense to me that he's always going on about he won't give up his principles, etc. Yeah. But against Man City, we played with a defensive midfielder in Bentancur, as far as I could see, and he changed his tactics. But then you go back to a team like Fulham, I suppose. You know, against a team like Man City, who are going to come and attack you, his tactics are pretty good because we're quick on the counter, etc. Well, we can be quick on the counter, and they come to play. They come to beat you by 3 or 4 goals. They don't just come to either hold out for a draw or sneak that late winner, etc. And it's just it's. I'm not Ange out.
No, neither am I.
Maybe occasionally, you know, in the heat of the moment, I do get a bit aggro, but I think he needs to stop being so stubborn and so pig-headed and realise that you have to adjust your tactics in the Premiership. You can't go out and play one tactic and expect to beat all of the what you could call cannon fodder or the relegation the guys who are going to be down the bottom end, because they're just going to stick 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah.
It's okay to, I know we're going back to this, but in the Scottish League, when you have a budget bigger than the rest of the league put together, so you can go out and buy those players. They want to play for Celtic. They play in the Champions League. So any player who is maybe not good enough for the Premier League, but is a decent player, will want to go and play there. So you can kind of do that when you're in that league.
Even as a stepping board, you know, to bigger places, which is Celtic is, you know, like you get lots of stars go there and then they move on, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Big money. Yeah.
So Mark said, I saw Brian on Twitter, so I knew he'd want to come on. Yeah, nice one, Mark. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support, mate. Give the show a like. If you've not subscribed already, subscribe. And share the hell out of it.
I'm not sure if he's over here at the moment or he's back in Canada. I think he's over here. I might be.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff on him from Twitter in regards to days gone by. He's posted up a team before leaving. And he did make me laugh when he put Pat Van Den Houw and Razor Ruddock in the same team. We'd be finishing with 9 men each game.
Yeah, I wasn't a great lover of Pat Van Den Houw, to be honest.
No, I thought he was. I always thought he was really good at Everton. When he came to us, maybe he was at the end of his career, and I don't think he was that great. But
he was overly dirty. He was too dirty for my liking, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Unnecessarily dirty. Oh, he's in Toronto.
Yeah.
So it's off to Scotland Yard this afternoon, then. Oh, in his case, this afternoon. Yeah, this evening.
Yes. Yeah.
Hi, Brian.
Mark said, I liked him, Pat Van Den Houw. Yeah, I wasn't so sure. I like Razor Ruddock massively. I thought he had a bit about him, and he was. I remember he scored that goal when we lost to Port Vale in the cup on that farmers' field that they called a football pitch back in mid '80s, and he scored. I think we went 2-0 down, and he scored a goal. And I remember when he left, and then he came back as well, and I thought he was a decent centre back. He's someone who had a bit of balls about him, mouthy bloke. Someone we could probably do with right about now because Romero at the moment breaks a toenail and he's out for 3 weeks, and Mickey van der Ven unfortunately is asked to sprint 100 meters every 5 minutes in this team, so no wonder his bloody hamstrings going.
Yeah,
but he did. He went to Liverpool. I can remember that. Yeah. But let's go back to the game. So Kearney scored their equaliser, which was definitely coming. Again, substitutions, probably lack of people on the bench, although I would have liked to have maybe seen Spence or Reggie come on. Yeah. And then Kenny got sent off, in the 86th minute after we've made a couple of substitutions. The substitutions were very strange. He puts Gray on in the 85th minute and then off for Lancashire in the 95th minute.
Yeah.
There was no injury there as far as I could see.
Pointless. Yeah.
It just doesn't, it really, it doesn't make sense to me a lot of time what he's doing. And he knows that he has to go in front of the press, and a lot of the stuff that he says just really winds me up. I won't change my way of playing. Okay. You can say that maybe if you're someone like Mourinho or Conte, who's got a lot of championships behind them and they know how to win. He knows how to win, but in Scotland, and not with Daniel Levy as the chairman, who's, what did we buy? We bought one first-team player in the summer, Solanke, and the rest were youngsters.
Kids.
Yeah.
Which is good. But,
yeah.
You need hardcore.
Who unfortunately, the youngsters, they haven't been given the time. I don't think Gray is playing. He has put in a few good shifts at left back, at right back, but I'd like to see him as a central midfielder, because I believe that that's what he was bought for.
Yeah.
If he was bought for 40 million as a utility player, wow, we've had our pants pulled down there. That is, so man of the match.
Was there one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe give it to Johnson for the goal.
I'd say that, yeah.
Yeah. Werner again, a lot of running, a lot of huffing and puffing, no end product. Maddison, yeah, he didn't do an awful lot.
I mean, he says Kulu needs a rest, but this is your bread and butter stuff, You then got, you think which ones you got to pick and choose, and I think maybe if he wants a rest, put him on for 20 minutes, do some damage, and then take him off. I've always said about these subs and these soft games, when we call it supposedly soft games, they're never soft games in the Premier League. As you said earlier, the teams down below are always looking for points. They're scraping for points. And, Palace, Ipswich, Fulham are a good team now. They're top half table, so, and they've deserved so. But, dude, let's get a couple of goals first, then say, right, he can have a rest now, take him off for the second half. We don't need him anymore. We're 2-0 up when we're going good, that kind of stuff. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, well, that's a bit like what Mourinho used to do, wasn't it? We'd come flying out the blocks, try and get that first goal and defend for the rest of it. But yeah, you need 2 goals, really, don't you?
Yeah.
Or with Tottenham, you need 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Even with 5 minutes to go. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's very true. So, on to the next one.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate it. It's all the support is welcome. Unfortunately, I've had a bit of a busy week, so I forgot to put the link up. So Simon's not here and Eugene's not here, but if they're watching, then they're more than welcome to join in. Apologies for that. But this one, now, I did feel a little bit better when I watched, Match of the Day yesterday, when it also says that they've beaten City and Arsenal.
And Arsenal, yeah.
And it's there. Well, before we go any further ado, we have a very special guest coming to us all the way from across the Atlantic, from snowy Toronto, I imagine. Hello, sir.
Hello, gentlemen. Listen, my booking agent, Mark Swift, obviously got in touch and gave me a chance to come and speak to the greatest laugh and the best wallpaper. So how can anyone...
The best wallpaper.
How can anyone turn this down on a Sunday morning? How are you both?
Cheers, Brian.
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, good. I just have to say to you, Jens, you told a lie there. If we had Ruddock and Vanden Houwe, we wouldn't have 9 players. We'd probably end up with 6 because they would have knocked one out. They would have knocked 3 of them out for being shit.
Yeah.
So then that's why I picked them. It was just like, what the hell are you doing? I'm just going to snap your metatarsals. I'm going to fracture your cheekbone, mate. Listen, if at the moment, if you can't have fun with nostalgia and the good players and the greats that have worn this shirt and actually played for the shirt and the badge, then what can we do?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, I did. I saw that was it Gaza today or yesterday?
Oh, mate, you knew that straight away. First, listen, you're right. I said we're doing a pre-Levy calendar, but the great thing is you've got to say it. The rule I have is you have to have seen them play.
Yeah.
So it's very easy when it comes to centre forwards. I could say Jimmy Greaves, but it's brilliant because you get so many people that follow me on Twitter. They've got different ages, have seen different players, have seen it in different ways. How do you see it? Blah. Do you want leaders in there? Do you want whatever?
Yeah.
But it's fun. But I had to set it at 4-4-2 because I knew once we got the defence, it'd been like, well, I'm playing the 2 in the holding, then a 3-man. No, 4-4-2, as Mike Bassett once said.
Right on the back of a fag packet. Benson and edges up front. So I missed. Who did you put in goal?
Eric, the Viking.
Okay. Yeah.
See, this is where I am with it. I remember the first season I watched Tottenham like religiously. I say religiously, not like we can now, but followed them, watched, checked the results and everything.
Yeah.
Was the season we signed Gazza 88.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw Hoddle like 5 times before, like the FA Cup final against Coventry, and Ray Clements. Ray Clements would have been my choice, but seeing I'd only seen him a select amount of games, I really want to go with players I'd actually seen a lion's share of. So, it's Gazza was always going to be my first midfielder. I'd have 11 Gazzas if I could. It would be like Gazza in goal, Gazza.
It's a shame we didn't make that song about him like we did Robbie Keane.
Oh, mate, what a player he was. What a player. But yeah, so I've been back. I heard you saying about back. I was in London for Ipswich.
Okay.
But I refused to go into the Levy Bowl. And it wasn't on TV, so I ended up watching it on a friend's phone, surrounded by 8 people. And I think I got the better deal. And the Fulham game, I was watching with Michael McIntyre.
Oh, really?
I saw that, yeah.
Michael McIntyre was touring in Toronto, so he came to the Scotland Yard and was chilling with us all afternoon. Top man.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, see him all the away games. The cameras always seem to pick him out when he's up somewhere in midweek and whatever. But, yeah.
He's a funny man. Obviously, he's a funny man. He's a stand-up comedian, but he's just as funny off screen as he is on screen. He was brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Which part? Where is he from in London?
Well, he used to live in Muswell Hill.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say Muswell Hill.
When he was before he became big. He's moved somewhere now. He's still in London.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But Muswell Hill's lovely. I used to have a mate who lived up there, and we used to go up there. It was great. I watched the 2008 League Cup final in the church up there. They turned a church into a Wetherspoons. Let's just say I may have drunk a little bit too much whiskey that day, and I don't think I made it to work that day.
Mate, I remember that Carabao or Worthington Cup final, as it was called then. I watched it in a pub in Southgate, and it was one of my last benders. Okay. And it ended Wednesday morning. I came home Wednesday morning from a Sunday afternoon game.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yeah. The good old days when we won things.
Yeah. I have to say, going back to the goalkeeper, I'm going to go with Robinson.
Yeah, but Robinson signed during the Levy era.
Oh, yeah.
Pre-Levy.
Yeah.
Robinson. Yeah. Paul Robinson is my favourite Spurs goalkeeper ever.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
Ever. Yeah. I loved him. I loved Paul Robinson. But yeah, the whole point of the game, it's got to be. Some people have sneaked in. Like I've got Stevie Carr at right back, who did play under Levy but started. Like a lot of people chose Ledley King on a technicality, like 2 years before. But I was like, yeah, I'm not. Steve Carr. I mean, if you look at it, right backs, I didn't get to see Chris Hughton, and he played right or left. But if you look at it from '88 to 2001. What have you got? Dean Austin?
Yeah.
Stevie Carr?
Was David Kerslake?
Thomas?
David Kerslake, was he?
Oh, God, Jesus. That gives me nightmares. David Kerslake and Kevin Scott.
And Andy Booth up front. Yeah.
Mate, Kevin
like
Scott.
Jerry Francis signing when I think, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it was Ozzy that got one of the two, but Kevin Scott, when he first signed, reminded me of Guile from Street Fighter with his hair. Great times, eh? Great. Kevin Scott, David Kerslake.
I was with Paul Mahorn on the bench. Yeah.
Walker in goal. Yeah.
Yeah, David Walker. Yeah. Bobby Mims.
Have I told you both by Ian Walker's story?
I'm not sure.
So, in that glorious stadium that you're showing, I had my season ticket for 10 years. During the season, so the season I had my season ticket was the season after Klinsmann left the first time. So 94, 95, no, 95, 96 season. And obviously during that time, we were quite bad. And it got to points where the football was so bad. We used to sit, I think it was about 10 or 15 of us season tickets, the same place, whatever. We used to draw straws, and whoever got the shortest straw, we all had to put £10 in. And then the one that got the shortest straw had to watch Ian Walker all game and count how many times he did this with his hair. And whoever got to the closest won the 150 quid. That's how bad we were. That someone actually for 90 minutes had to sit there and watch Ian Walker. Doesn't matter if we had a penalty or whatever was going on down this end, you had to count how many times Ian Walker did. That's how bad things were.
Yeah. So
it was the shit-eating grin he had on his face every time he let a goal in. I didn't like.
Yeah.
You know, that really annoyed me.
A good goalkeeper. He just not consistent.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I love another goalkeeper I loved at the time. I've come and I've absolutely car crashed your show into a different show, but we will go back to you. We'll go back to your show. But I remember, and I love Neil Sullivan.
Yeah.
Really?
Neil, mate, especially against the filth. Every single time against the filth, that man became like the size of the goal, and they just couldn't score past the bastard. I loved Sullivan, loved him, but Paul Robinson, my God,
yeah, he was always a bit iffy on long shots, but apart from that, his reflexes were, and he loved us as well, didn't he?
Oh, he loved us, but not only did he love us, mate, he knew how to pass a football. If the ball was at Paul's feet, you were like, okay, safe.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like, oh, Jesus.
Every time.
But going back to what you were saying, Brian, about how bad things were, Kev, you were around for the relegation season in the late 70s, weren't you?
Yeah,
Was it that bad?
Yeah. It was that bad. It was so bad, it was laughable. We used to laugh at everything that went on. And some of the games are so poorly attended. We used to sit down on the concrete terraces, and you could actually sit down on the terrace and watch the game. It was that bad. It was sparse, you know. There was just clusters of 5 or 6 fellas sitting there underneath a stanchion, and then it was that bad. You know, 16,000, 17,000 crowds, stuff like that. At some of the games, yeah, it was that bad.
Which stand did you go in?
I was in the Paxton.
Okay.
Paxton Road behind the goal.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I ended up in the Paxton, had a season ticket in behind there eventually with my son in the late 80s. Yeah. Because they did a 1-for-1, like, you know, a father and son thing.
I bet they did a 1-for-1. That ain't happening at Spurs.
I was going to say, could you imagine Levy doing that?
1 plus 1, yeah. It was
at Spurs.
But as I was saying to someone yesterday, I said, you know, my son's 44 and I started taking him when he was about 4 years old. And I think he's still a Spurs fan, but he's like me now. He thinks, can't I do nothing better in my life? You know what I mean? And he takes his son.
I'm 45, so yeah.
And he takes his son as well, my son. So it's a grandfather to grandson thing now, you know. But sadist, I think, or masochist. Which one is it? Yeah, masochist. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
It's not good times once again.
Yeah.
Once again.
So I think, seeing as you're here, Brian, I think we'll just we'll sack off talking about the games. I want to talk about where we go from now.
I
want to sack off talking about Bournemouth. Maybe we'll do a little bit about the game today and Rangers in midweek. But where do we go from now? There seems to be so much anti-Ange stuff as well, and we all know it's Levy. We don't have the players. We don't have the backup. We haven't spent the money. So where do we go? What do we do?
I've said it as well. I've never turned on a manager, and I don't plan on starting now. Although he's on thin ice, he's on very, very thin ice. Listen, you can defend a manager, you can back him, you can know what the problem is, but it is a result-based business, and the results at the moment simply aren't good enough. Has he been given the right tools? No, he hasn't. Once again, we smash our record for Solanke, who I think is brilliant. Off the ball, you buy a £65 million striker, and the whole idea is for him to score goals, but then you don't buy him any creativity or anyone that. Put it this way, I've said this for a while now. Let's just say the game is 0-0 at Chelsea right now. It's the 94th minute. Solanke is wide open for a header to win the game. Who do you want crossing that football? The only person I trust is Pedro Porro, and he's our right back.
Yeah.
That's the only, like, if it had to go on the money for him, how can you buy a £65 million striker and then say, well, you're going to have to come back and work for the team and get up there and supply yourself? We're a mess. Once again, we're a mess. I now call these players, I have two sayings for the players. If you're a WWE fan, I've taken my man The Rock saying, where he called a wrestler this, but I called our players this. They're crybaby bitches. That's what those players are. There's no. There's my main saying I go with is when the going gets tough, the weak go hiding, and that's what happens. There's no fight in this team. If Chelsea come and want to play football today, we'll give them a game. If Chelsea come to play football and fight, we'll get hammered.
Yeah.
Well,
And of course, everyone but the person that's been here the whole time and does this over and over again. But the good thing is, people like Ali Gold are now calling it out.
Yeah,
I've seen it on Twitter so many times where this kind of Levy out comes bubbling to the surface, and it's the chair, and then when it comes to action, they do nothing. But this time, last time it felt different because more people have seen it. This time, even the mainstream media or figures synonymous with Tottenham are now saying this. So I think today is going to be I dread to think what today's going to be like for Daniel. I hope he is squirming right now. I hope he's at home going, oh no, I don't, oh no, they're going to call my name. They're going to, oh no. That's what I hope. That's what I hope he is squirming, dreading it.
Sorry.
Say again?
He's been on to the DJ and said, is there any chance we can play music during the match as well?
Well, this do you know what, Jens? This is the thing that makes me laugh. Do you remember he said last year at the AGM, those protests didn't get to me. I've got a thick skin. It makes me more hungry. Oh, yeah, so it makes you so hungry that you turn the music up at half and full time so you don't get it heard. And the second your name gets called, you sack a manager because you think, that'll get the pressure off me.
Deflection,
but it doesn't affect you. Lying coward. I'm going to be careful what I say now. It's very early in the morning.
Well, it's what, 23 years of him now, is it? 22, 23 years of him now in charge? 24. 2000, was it?
24 years. October the 26th is a very big day in my lifetime. I turned 17 years of being Levy out from the day he sat Martin Yacht. 17 years I've been saying this. And look, listen, I went on We Are Tottenham TV after Bournemouth, and I said to Ben and Simeon that I remember speaking to them live straight after we lost 6-1 to Newcastle.
Right, yeah.
And I look at it now and think that performance was just as shocking. The scoreline wasn't, but the actual performance. We've gone backwards. We've actually gone backwards. We're 11th in the league.
12th, I think.
It was 12th when
last night.
Newcastle and Brentford were drawing because Brentford went on to win.
Yeah.
But we've gone backwards, guys, haven't we? We've literally gone backwards.
I was thinking earlier that, you know, we did get lucky with Pochettino, didn't we? And I think that we got lucky with the players that we got, and it's a lot of our fan base now. Maybe not a lot, but there's a fair few who started supporting us then, and now see what's happened. And it's like, yeah, well, that just serves you right for being a glory hunter, really, doesn't it?
Well, Kev, I'm sure you've seen it. You've got Arsenal fans, Manchester United fans, fans of other teams actually calling it out and saying, guys, how can you not see that this is the problem?
Yeah.
That like every other team and their fan base, and even their big boys of this kind of circuit, see it. Yeah, our own fan base, sections of it are more when Levy out or hate comes or bad press comes towards Levy from the fans, from whatever. These fans kind of morph like a super Power Ranger and go, I must defend Levy, I must defend Levy, I must fight. And it's like, well, you're spending so much time defending the facts, and you're forgetting that what matters is what goes on that thing behind you, Jens.
Yeah.
Well,
see, the lads I know, they've been supporting the team for 50 odd years, you know, and more. 60 years since I was at Spurs. And they're Stockholm syndrome. They've seen nearly 2,000 games, but they won't have anything said against Levy. Whatever happens there, we'll always support Spurs, which I always will. I packed up for about 3 years in the 90s. I couldn't face it anymore because it was soul destroying, because we were beating teams, rinsing them, and we're 2-3 up, and then we'd end up losing again, you know, that kind of stuff in cup ties and stuff like that. And I think it's soul destroying, you know, and something's got to be changed, you know. But eventually, I was always kicking the ball every time I was listening to the radio. I was in my mind, I was kicking that ball myself with them, like, you know, and it was like, but today all we get is a stream of propaganda out of Tottenham HQ, you know, it's all day long, you know, and it's telling us how good it is and how great it is and stuff like that, and it's not.
Do you think that a lot of these people who support Levy, it's because of the shiny new stadium? They don't have to piss in a trough anymore. They can actually get Thai food there, and you know, they pour pints from the bottom up. And there's a guy who plays the guitar as well at the end of the game. Is that it, or
listen? The way I look at it is, I keep looking at this in a way that we have a lot of fans, obviously, through the way the world works. Young kids that are now in their mid-20s, let's say people that have only been there for Levy, so we're talking 24 years. They've grown up against Manchester United fans that had Fergie for a majority of it and winning everything. Now they've got nothing. They saw Arsene Wenger for that lot down the road do what he did. Chelsea do what they do. Man City then come up and do what they do. But to Spurs fans, they've just seen Levy. And they've seen, okay, he took us over in 2001 when we were in the mud. Let me scratch that because I fucking hate that saying, in the mud. Do you remember that TV show, Room 101?
Yes.
If I ever get to go on it, I'm chucking that saying straight into Room 101. Sorry, I've got a cat trying to protect my foot, as you do. Let me just put my feet up. But yeah, they've just seen it, and they see this new stadium. They've seen it. The place is a goal, but they just don't know any better.
Yeah.
They just don't know any better. And like I said, the way the world is now is, top four is success.
Yeah.
So I've been saying that, listen, the way I've been going about this whole Levy issue, problem, whatever you want to say right now, you both know the lengths I've gone to and what I've done with others.
Yeah.
Protesting, going on YouTube, Twitter, you name it, the blah, blah, blah. And I've looked at it recently. I've been like, right, if you go on about the managers, you'll go, oh yeah, but this one, Conte ran his mouth, Jose was boring. There's an argument. They're always trying to bitch and moan. If it's the players, well, Andrew's had the money. He's had more money than most people. And don't get me wrong, he has. But if you're telling me Ange Postecoglou, who sat down with Daniel Levy about the summer transfer window, with this, I win in my second season, and said, you know what, will win me something at this club? Timo Werner, Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall. Do me a favour. A manager that wins at something would have wanted your Conor Gallagher's, your Eze's, your whoever, stars to come in. But really, if you talk about money, they'll go back. But I will. The one thing where no one can argue is this goddamn wage bill.
Yeah.
You look at it. We moved to this club to be told to compete with the big boys and pay the wages and pay the fees. We need this bigger, better stadium and to bring money in and blah 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 blah. Well, since we've moved into the Game Changer, the season tickets have gone up, membership's gone up, match day tickets have gone up, food and beverage in the stadium's gone up, merchandise has gone up, everything for the match day going fan or fans around the world that support the wonderful club we support has gone up, but the wage bill and quality of player has gone down.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at it and say, right, argue that with me. Argue with me. When you look at it, when Spurs have 6 players on over 100 grand, just 6, Arsenal have 17. Newcastle have 12. And don't get me wrong, just because you pay the big wages doesn't mean, you're going to win trophy.
Yeah.
I understand that we can't win the Premier League right now unless we have an obscene amount of money, and I mean obscene. But we should at least be competing. Spurs should be Kev, you'll remember this very, very well, and you're a little bit older than me, so you'll remember this very well. I remember when you drew Tottenham in the FA Cup, you shut yourself. You were like, "Oh shit!" It's the one club.
FA Cup,
It's the one club you don't want to get in the cup. This cup means something to Tottenham. This is the top. Now it's like, okay, we'll go to sort of. No one cares.
Tamworth are even singing Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. So
you know what as well? Did you know what? A lot was made of that. And rightfully so. I mean, don't get me wrong. We are a banter club. We are a banter club.
Yeah, massively.
But you look at that. Mainly that was in like a kids' youth club or the kids' whatever. I know you are, but it's like, you know what? Tamworth getting the once mighty, because that's what I'm going to call it, the once mighty Tottenham Hotspur.
Holds no fear.
It's massive for them. It's absolutely a fair play to it. And do you know what? If we played like we did against Bournemouth, Tamworth would show more fight.
Probably, yeah.
Good times.
I wouldn't even play a second string against Tamworth. I'd be that worried.
You can't, mate.
It's no shame.
They can't.
I think you're back.
Was it back in the 80s or back in the 90s when Sutton United beat Coventry?
Coventry, yeah.
It was the season after they beat us, so they were the FA Cup champions.
Oh, so it was the 88, was it? Bloody hell.
That far back, yeah. But there was Port Vale before that as well. We lost to Port Vale up there, and it's like, that was a long way back that day.
I also remember in not 91 because we won it, we played it. It might have been the 1990 FA Cup or the 1992 FA Cup where Wrexham knocked out the Filth.
Yeah. Mickey Thomas, I remember that.
Yeah.
That free kick.
Yeah.
Mate, the FA Cup is just, mate, the best thing about the FA Cup, after decades and decades, we're finally getting the Ian Rush, Milk, Accrington, Stanley, Liverpool derby.
Yeah.
Finally. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely.
It's mad. I said to Accrington, Stanley, who, and everyone looked at me like, what are you talking about? Like, oh my God, we're old. We're old.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just getting better with age. I prefer to see it. So.
Maturing like a fine wine.
Exactly. Or in my case, like Buckfast.
Buckfast, yeah.
Each to their own.
Yeah, no, I tried it once. I had a Scottish friend or a Scottish colleague who was an Aberdeen fan, and so we kind of had a bit of an affinity because obviously our two clubs, people who like to kick the shit out of each other, are friendly. And he bought me a bottle of Buckfast back from Aberdeen, and said, "Yeah, you never feel a buzz like this." And I drank it, and I was like, "Yeah, I never want to feel a buzz like that again."
Made in England, I think.
It is. It's made down in Devon, near where my parents live.
Is it?
Yeah, Buckfastleigh. It's made by Benedictine monks.
Oh God.
So yeah, I don't know. What's that? Brian has only fans, but he's too shy to
You know what? He was my booking agent. He forgot to sign one of Daniel Levy's famous NDAs.
Yeah.
Mark, my legal team will be in contact with you. I love that man. Do you know what? Swifty is a guy that's followed all the channels for as long as I can remember. When I was part of Tottenham Away, when we started Tottenham Away, never. He could have walked past me in my life, and I wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo. But he's someone that was always support all the channels, and is a top man. I speak to him on Twitter. Top man. I love that man. Top man.
He is a big up, Mark. Thank you very much for coming on.
Apart from not being able to keep secrets, such as the one he just released. Don't tell him your secrets.
So, do we want to look ahead to the game today?
Oh, I think I'll watch it from behind the sea. I think, yeah.
I'm hearing rumours that Romero's going to be back.
Yeah.
What do we think to this lineup? Any changes?
I would like to see that lineup, but I think Romero will be a no-show, and we'll have Archie Gray and Dragusin.
Yeah.
The brilliant midfielder to play in midfield that we've played in every other position apart from midfield, but we're not going to buy other midfielders because we're happy with Archie Gray's progress.
Oh, utility man. You
honestly, I had this nickname for, I can't remember who it was, but I'm going to start calling Archie Gray Google Maps, because you remember when you just put Street View and you just pick up the person and plonk him in and it shows you the street.
Yeah.
That's what we do with Archie Gray. Okay, we've got a player out. Let's just pick you up, drag you, and put you up there. It's worrying.
Ideally, that's a bloody strong team, but it ain't going to be like that, is it?
Well, I mean, I don't know what you guys have thought about Maddison. I think I've said it as well. This whole brilliant rebranding we had, where we took away Tottenham, we've done the match day announcements, the team lined up in a different font, and there's new wonderful things through this rebrand. Tottenham have also rebranded the word experienced to the word leadership, because we don't have any leadership. We have an experienced team. And James Maddison is the biggest one that when the going gets tough, the weak go hiding.
He hides, yeah.
I would have Morgan Gibbs-White over, and I've loved Morgan. I'd have him every single day of the week over Maddison.
It does seem that Maddison gives it massively on social media, but when the going gets tough on the pitch, he really doesn't seem to turn up, bar the Man City game. He's been so disappointing since he got that injury in his first season. After that, I don't like his attitude. I don't like some of the stuff that he's posted up before. Yeah, okay, he was 16, 17, whatever, calling Harry Kane names and stuff like that and saying he hates Tottenham. I thought he'd matured a little bit. He seems like, with all the stuff that he does for the club, like publicity, he seems like quite a nice bloke, but he doesn't seem to have the bollocks for it. We really don't need players like that who don't have the bollocks to get stuck in. And when the going gets tough, as you said, make yourself seen, do something. You've got the skill to do it. Don't shy away from tackles. Yeah, okay, Ericsson shied away from tackles. And then the next thing you know, he's pinging the ball on a halfpenny to Harry Kane up front. We're 1-0 up. So,
yeah. I mean, I'm very, very concerned today. Another thing that made me laugh about this football club is when they said we are focused on bringing the best young British talent to this football club. Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
You're so convinced and working so hard to bring in the greatest young British talent, yet you missed the clear and obvious one.
Yeah. To be honest, the youngsters are looking good.
Could have a pathway to Messi when he was 17 and they're still fucking up.
But I have to say, there's a few youngsters looking good. That Williams Barnett, who's been on the bench, he looks very exciting. Apparently, he's going to sign a contract. But do you remember going back to the Martin Jol days?
All how.
Yeah, exactly. When we signed Aaron Lennon for $1 million. Routledge a little bit more expensive, and we just went a little bit mental and signed all these young players. And yeah, okay, half of them didn't turn out particularly good, but a couple of them did, and it wasn't that expensive. That was at the start of Levy's tenure. I suppose we should have really known from then, shouldn't we? That. Also, Arneson, I think, yeah, okay, he went off to the scum, but he was a decent director of football.
Yep, very good.
He had fingers everywhere. This Langer guy, I know a couple of people who are on this channel seem to think that he pisses Goldschlager, but I don't really see what he's done.
I've seen what he's done, and it's all shit. Let's be honest. We've gone from Conte and Paratici to Ange and Lange.
Ange and Lange, I like it. Yeah.
That's what we've got. It's what we've gone to.
Yeah.
But it's acceptable. It's acceptable. He left Aston Villa because Aston Villa didn't want him, not because we poached him and got a great deal. And he wouldn't be here if Mum wasn't here, and Postecoglou would be here. Well, what the fuck is a Scott Mum?
Yeah. Yeah.
It says something when the person you hired to get naming rights leaves after 4 years because we haven't got the naming rights. What was he paid for?
To a nice bit of wedge, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's something I haven't thought about in a little while. I think that he got hired to do the naming rights, and what did he end up doing? Probably going around purchasing property and building hotels and stuff like that. And it's the footballing side as always comes second. Levy's got the name of a famous club, and now he's doing everything he can to make it famous in other areas rather than football. Which, yeah, it's. I'm
actually going to be sending. I've got people asking me. I'm going to get it organised. People from America that feel so strongly about the ownership that they actually want some Levy out banners for me to send them so they can take them to NFL games.
Oh, like it!
Wow.
Yeah.
And obviously the NFL with the attachment it has to Tottenham. Listen, we are in a bad way. You look at this lineup, and you know what? If the Spurs players turn up today, it's going to piss me off even more. It's like, oh, so you do decide to turn up when you want?
Yeah. Against the bigger teams because more people are watching. And
the thing that I've had as well is I put a tweet out, you both probably saw it, about saying, listen, if you are going to go for Levy today, make sure you do it during the game, not at half time, because you'll with the sound. And they're like, well, how about you support the team first and support? But I'm like, so where were you against Fulham and all these other games where it was dead as a door now? Where is your support for the team then?
They were getting pizza.
It's like the white wall of silence.
Cool.
I'm renaming the South Stand the Charlie Chaplin Stand, because that, honestly, the white wall of silence. Well, they're saying get behind the team and support them. Oh yeah, sir. Where was that rally and support in those home games where you were saying the atmosphere was dead. Now you want to get behind the team.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. Make it.
Yeah, well, it wasn't your post, but I did retweet. I can't remember what his name was. Return to the shelf or something like that.
Oh, don't talk to me about that snake.
Oh, is he a snake? Is he? Okay,
I'll tell you off camera. Yeah,
Okay.
Listen, what I will say about him is he tried to get the singing section, and fair play to him on that.
Yeah.
And then Levy screwed him over. But that guy is not as it seems.
Oh, okay.
Let me just say that.
Right.
I'll tell you off camera. I'm just not going to say it.
Yeah.
On camera.
All good. But yeah, I posted. He said he was saying don't buy anything in the stadium and.
Actually, fuck it. I will say it. Fuck it. I don't care. Don't care. Do you remember the Spurs Crystal Palace game under Conte when we won 4-0 at Palace? It was a season where Sonny was off the boil and Brian Hill actually had one of his best games in the Spurs shirt, or probably his best game in the Spurs shirt. Anyway, worked out, went to that game. That's when me and the guy started getting Levy out, cranking up again. The banners were coming out, Levy out was being chanted, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that game he was sitting next to me. How it worked. Sitting next to me. Oh, Brian, I love what you're doing, Levy out. La, 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 singing the chants, chanting away, blah, 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 blah. The next thing, everything blew up with apparently accounts were spoken to by the whatever. All of a sudden, that man has got a singing section because of whatever. Then he was going for the fab, and he said, "Don't worry, I'm going to be Levy out from the inside. I'm going to go to." Then he blocked every single Levy outer.
Right. Okay.
On Twitter, and he's just. And now, because it's flavour of the month, the club don't talk, stop buying stuff. He was silenced by the club, given stuff by the club. I do not trust that man as far as I could throw him. And trust me, I would love to throw him.
Oh, dear.
But I will say on record again, just in case this gets sent back to him or whatever, I commend him for trying to get that singing section going. I commend him for then calling the club out when they screwed over. So he's doing things now, and listen, I don't care. This is the thing we've got to remember. There's a lot of people that are turning on the ownership now. And there's a lot of this fan base going, well, where were you? We told you, fuck off, blah, 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 blah. Now you see it, now you choose whatever. I don't care when you turn to become Levy out. All I care is that you become Levy out and you do something about it.
Yeah. Well,
we're stronger in numbers. Listen, my straw that broke the camel's back was Martin Yole.
Yeah.
There were others that will say the Super League. There will be others that say Pochettino. There will be the others the season we signed no one. There's so many different... Because I've been it for 17 years, and obviously I was a very small minority back then.
Yeah.
And this was before social media kicked off and YouTube and channels and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The way I describe it is imagine Mount Everest, which I've renamed Mount Levy. I'm at the top of Mount Levy. My flag is at the top. There are many people that are walking up that mountain or at different levels of the mountain. I don't care how long it takes you to get to the peak, as long as you get there.
Yeah.
And then when we have people going, "Oh, don't be Levy out," I mean, or yeah, Levy out, but where have you been? You're a wanker. You're this. You're that. Oh, shut up. Blah blah blah. I told you this. You're wrong. Why didn't you? All they're going to do is, why do I want to be associated with people like that? And they'll go right back down to the bottom of the mountain. So, like I said, return of the shelf. Don't like how he acted back then.
I have
don't
to
trust
say,
him.
I apologise. It was the wrong name. It was the club that Bill made who posted.
Oh, thanks. So now I've just gone nuclear about something I didn't even need. So I've got to get my legal team on Mark Swifty and you today. So okay.
Oh,
Kev, you're good, mate. You're good. Your wallpaper is a get out of jail free card, so you're all good, brother.
Well, we
Mate,
always
it's
moaned about
the greatest wallpaper.
Yeah. I've got better than that in the toilet. It's like all tropical.
No,
in
it
there.
can't be beat. if I
I'll
win
put it
the
up on
lottery,
screen next week.
if I win the lottery, please God, one day, and I get my brand new house decorated, I'm going to come back home just to pick up some rolls of that wallpaper.
Yeah.
It does look a bit kind of Japanese, doesn't it?
Oh, it's
It
incredible.
does a bit, yeah.
It's incredible.
I like it. Yeah.
And it's like, but we used to have a moan about Sid Whale and the management and the board in the 60s and that. But that's on top. That was when we were a serious club and we were winning everything in cups, and we were up there with the big uns, Yeah. But we used to moan about them because they would shave money off the gates. We knew there was like 40,000 in the ground, and and he'd put back a crowd of 25, and because it would pay over the turnstiles in those days, so half that money went in the sacks somewhere, and that's what we used to moan about and stuff like that. But we was a successful club.
Yeah. But we actually, we spent money then, didn't we? We bought some of the best players.
Checkbook team. That's what we were called, a checkbook team them days.
Yeah.
Well, you look at it, I think the decade just gone by, is in 2010, 2020, is the first decade where Spurs haven't won anything.
Yeah.
And we're halfway through. We're pretty much about to become the halfway point of another decade. Yet still, it's not. We don't even like. We've got to finals, but we've choked because we haven't got the players, or stupidly play players that aren't fit, but they're big names, so they have to play because the big man says whatever. Yeah. We don't even compete. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've got a good chance with Man U, who look a mess already. Or sorry, you would have thought new manager bounced with Amorim, but but you know what will happen? They'll need some antibiotics, and they'll roll into Tottenham, and we'll see them. Mate, the one I'm scared about is next Sunday we go to Southampton, and we know what happens to Southampton away all the bloody time.
Yeah, well. So what do we reckon for today then?
Kev, what are you saying?
What's the prediction? 3-1 Chelsea, I reckon.
2-1.
3-1.
That's what my prediction is.
Yeah.
At best.
I think we'll go 2-0 down, bring one back, and end up losing 4-1.
Okay. Bloody hell.
Well, you look
at no confidence at all for today, and I'm, lifelong supporter. But.
Well, if you look at it, just look at it right now. Cole Palmer, we don't really even need to discuss. We all know he is the man. If he turns up, we're in trouble. Madueke, who I said in the summer we're going for the wrong person at Chelsea, we should try and bring him back. He looks like reborn under this new manager, and running down the flanks at either Porro or Destiny, and Destiny needs a rest, but we can't play him. We won't put Spence there because you don't trust him. Then you look at Jackson, who is reborn as well under this new manager, and then you've got Nkuku, who's starting to put.
If I wasn't depressed before, I certainly am now.
Just like Casido, isn't it? Yeah.
It's because, mate, he's got them playing, and everyone laughed at Chelsea. We were all laughing at Chelsea last season for being 8th.
Yeah, second.
We were 11th.
Yeah.
And I can only see us going downwards.
Well, let's have a look at the other games today. Is there anyone playing that's around us? Let me just have a look.
West Ham playing.
Yeah, but West Ham are nowhere near us point-wise, are they? So you've got Fulham, who are above us, Ipswich, Bournemouth. Bournemouth are ahead of us. Leicester, Brighton. So let me just have a look at the league table. If we lose today, God, I haven't had to scroll down this far for a long time. Newcastle, West Ham. No, we can't move places today, thank God.
Only up.
And then only as far as, we could go to 7th if we do win, because we got better goal difference.
If we win,
Brighton and Brentford. But no, I can definitely see Chelsea closing the gap on Liverpool today. So
yeah, I think it could be a sending off or two as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Where's Eric Dyer when you need him,
mate?
Or Lamella.
Mate, it's shocking. Listen, Joe White, it's got to the point. I said this as well, and I mean this. Recently, like when I was back just now for the Ipswich game, and when I was back for the year during Conte, and
yeah,
before YouTube and social media and Levy out, protests becoming a big part of what I do. When Spurs were playing on match day, obviously since I stopped drinking was, right, I'm going to Spurs today, meet up with whoever I'm going with, get the train or whatever mode of transport, get into the ground, watch the game, get out, go home. That was it. Now it's become an all-day thing where we meet up for breakfast, loads of us, then go to a pub. Then it's ruined by 90 minutes of football. And then we meet up again and stay in the pub and then go out for a meal. It has become a day out to be with family.
See your friends, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm at the Scotland Yard's the same.
Yeah.
I go down to Toronto Spurs to see all the wonderful people. Today's our Christmas do. Oh, nice. And they're doing if you get there within the first hour, you're going into a draw to win a Paul Gascoigne signed shirt. Oh, so nice. I'm getting there very early and blockading the door, so it's only me in that draw.
Yeah, you're taking your balaclava and your gun. Yeah.
Yeah, mate. I will. There will be problems if I don't win that. So let me just say, if someone wins that shirt, watch your back on the way home because your wallet, your everything's safe. You might just be a shirt down by the time you get home.
You might end up with your face in the snow.
Exactly. Well, yeah, it has been snowing, but it's not. But yeah, it's become a social day that was meant to be to unite for the football, but it's become let's unite as a family and watch this crap together.
Yeah.
It's like when you take your kids to the cinema. Not that I've got kids, but it's like when I take my nephews and niece to the cinema to watch a kids show. It's like I've got no interest in this, like Paw Patrol, for example. I'm just going to watch you enjoy the movie. Yeah. It's like, let's all get together so we can suffer together as like some kind of support group.
Been there, done that.
We need to do that. Are you a Spurs fan? Are you fed up with it? Donate £3 a month to a Spurs fan to make sure. That's what we need to do. We need to do a video. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, to be able to supply him with a year's supply of sleeping pills.
Yeah, or tissues to wipe away your tears every single day. Just something. Or you know those glasses that distort you. You know they've got these glasses that make you think you're drunk, kind of thing, that shows you the effects of drinking.
Oh, I don't need those.
Just wear those so you could just watch the game in a completely different way.
I have to say, a lot of the times when I did go to White Hart Lane, yeah, that was the way that I watched the game. But
same here.
Moving swiftly on.
Same here.
Right, so.
But yeah, I've got bad feelings about today. I just hope that the main thing I hope for today is the people that have run their mouths. I know the people that will get in that ground and start causing the atmosphere to be very uncomfortable for the owner.
Yeah.
I just hope the mass of people that are saying it's time to do something
will do something.
Exactly. That's what it always comes down to. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got no faith in the score today, honestly. And the good thing about that point is I won't be too depressed afterwards because I already expected it. You know,
yes.
This is.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's the thing that always used to piss me off about Tottenham is when we lose to the bigger teams, it was like, yeah, okay, I can understand that, I can take that. But losing to the small teams, that's what used to piss me off the most. Yeah. And I would be, I'd basically go and sit in a darkened room and
Yeah.
Thursday.
Rangers
are pretty shit at the moment, as are we.
Dr. Tottenham will see you now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to make some changes? Because I'd like to see Reggie and Spence play.
Yeah.
I have no clue who will play in the middle.
Spence can't play in Europe.
Oh, shit, yeah, of course. Oh, that's fucked it then.
They'll be very physical as well, I believe. Yeah. They always are up there.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, honestly, we talk about the lack of fight against Bournemouth. This is Scottish football Rangers, and then you add in the Rangers and Postecoglou Celtic bit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mate, Celtic are going to go right.
Yeah.
Celtic will be up for a fight, and we'll be going, oh no, the big boy stole my dinner money. Oh no. They're They're being very, very rough. I'm going to tell my mum on you. No. Fuck, we're going to get crybaby bitches will turn up against. It's too cold up here. It's too cold.
Yeah. It's going to be worrying as well, though, because having looked at the table for the Europa League, if we lose this one, there's a distinct possibility we could drop out of the playoff bit.
Mate, we're already out of it.
No, I think we're still.
No, we're ninth. We're ninth. It's the top 8.
Yeah. No, but then from 9th till something or other, there's a playoff.
Oh yeah, we're in the playoff, but we obviously want to go into the automatic qualifier, so we don't get a playoff.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get the automatic players, but also I think it's a possibility if we carry on like this, we're going to drop out altogether.
So it's all good. It's all good, mate.
We've got the FA Cup in January, so we're still in that at the moment.
And the League Cup. We're still in the League Cup.
Well, we'll hold fire on that for a couple of Thursdays' time. Because listen, we got Chelsea, followed by Rangers away, followed by Southampton away, followed by Man U in the Cup.
Man U at home.
And what every team needs the weekend before Christmas, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool, and then to Nuno's Nottingham Forest on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Easy.
And then Wolves, if they still got Gary O'Neill, the man that gave the blueprint away to beating Tottenham. And then we start the year with Newcastle, Tamworth, and the Filth.
Yeah. It's fun, isn't it?
Christmas time.
We've won 1 in the last 6 at the moment.
Wow.
That's a bit worrying, isn't it? I'm not even sure we'll beat Tamworth. No, I think we'll beat Tamworth, but the rest of it, where are the points or where are the wins in the cup going to come from? Because who is it? Van der Ven's not back till February. Vicario as well.
Davis is out.
Well, I must say, now you mentioned Vicario. One thing I will say, and I've got to hold my hand up onto it. Thank God for Fraser Forster. If it hadn't been for him, things would have been, mate, everyone walked in going, do you know what? Now we're fucked. Now we're screwed. Yes, we haven't picked up points so much, but if it weren't for him, we could have been in big, big trouble. Big.
Before you came on, Brian, myself and Kev were talking about him and saying that, sometimes he's got Lurpak on his gloves, or Butterfingers or whatever you call it. But he has made some decent saves. But then again, he's also had a couple of stinkers. So
Lurpak with his gloves.
If we had to play Austin, I think
he's got clown shoes as his sponsor for his foot. His distribution is absolutely atrocious. But some of the saves he's made, like I even said even against Galatasaray, yes, a couple of the goals were his fault, but that could have been 6-7-8-2 if it wasn't for him. What a wonderful, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. But listen, I'm going to have to go because I've got a couple of bits to do before I start getting ready.
Okay, mate. Thank you very much for coming on.
Mate, listen, it's always a pleasure.
All right, Brian, take care. Look at yourself.
Both of you, take care, mate. Listen, I'm always up at stupid o'clock now, so send me the link via Twitter or whatever you want, Jens. And if I'm up, I'll always pop on or try to. I will say, have a great day, both of you. And as always, Levy out.
Take care.
He's gone.
And he's gone. Yeah. So, what do we reckon? Predictions for Rangers?
Oh God, I think we'll beat them. I don't know. I've got a feeling we'll beat them.
Yeah, I don't think they. I'm sure I've said this before on the show that I do listen to a lot of Scottish football, or Scottish radio because I like this podcast called On the Ball, and then that goes on the Sports Sound, and I end up listening to that because they always seem to have more of a laugh than the ones on 5 Live. It's always very serious there. Yes, this is our job. Whereas the guys in Scotland are just taking a piss out of each other and shouting at each other. And Rangers, really, they've got this guy up front, Cyril Dessers, who everybody was raving about. He doesn't seem to be doing the job. The manager is... I wouldn't say he's not like Postecoglou, but Well, he's in denial because he says even when the team gets beat and they, there's 60% possession against them. Oh, I thought we ran the show and we should have won it.
Yeah, so, they started off well, didn't they? In the season, they were like neck and neck with Aberdeen, Celtic.
Yeah. Well, Aberdeen have dropped off now, haven't they? So
yeah, they're about 11 points behind Celtic now. I think.
Yeah,
like
I think 9
and
or
they're
11
playing today. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a tough one, as Brian said, with the atmosphere with Postecoglou and the whole.
Perhaps it's better off without the atmosphere up there for the Rangers game.
Yeah.
There will be a noisy crowd, obviously, exactly. Very partisan.
Yes. Yeah.
But we can probably cope with that.
You reckon?
The goal will silence them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we have to see who's going to come in and play, and I'd like to, you've seen there, I'd like to see Reggie play. Give Udogie a rest. I don't know who we can rest in central midfield. I don't really know who we can rest up front.
No.
Johnson, maybe he can be rested. Well, he is rested there. But Kulu's either playing in central midfield or he's playing on the right wing. Again, this is the problem. We don't have enough squad depth. He doesn't trust the youngsters. So, I'm sorry. That's not on the manager. That's on the chairman. That we need a bigger squad. Last year, we were playing one game a week. So the squad was okay. Not brilliant, but we managed to scrape into the Europa League places. Now, he's bought one first-team player and 3 youngsters, and now he's every single bench. You see, you've got Oluwasi, you've got Williams-Barnett, you've got Hardy. These guys are like 17, 18. They're not going to play, are they? Lancashire, he doesn't trust Lancashire. It's... Yeah.
You name someone today that are going back to school tomorrow morning,
But how do they expect us to compete? How does Levy expect us to? He doesn't really care, though, does he, about the football? It's everything else. As long as the money keeps coming in from the concerts, from the
That's
NFL,
what it's become, though, isn't it?
Whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to find out how to turn the pitch into an ice hockey rink so he can get the NHL over.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me in the slightest. And then also we'll build like Wembley had Wembley Arena. We'll have a Tottenham Arena where they can play basketball.
Yeah.
That'd
be next.
Fuck him. What a wanker. Sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Okay.
Okay, mate. Well, I know I said it was going to be a short one today, but not so.
That's Brian's fault. Well done, Brian. It's good to have him on because you love to hear him. He speaks from his heart.
Exactly.
It's no different.
He is it's always a pleasure talking to him because he has such a intelligent and interesting way of looking at things, I think. And he looks at it from angles that I wouldn't even think about looking at it from. And so it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much, Brian. And thank you everyone else for watching. Plugs, I'd like to give a shout out to Spurs Asian TV, who is the Eugene who we are broadcasting under. I'd also like to give a shout out to Simon and
get out of bed now.
Yeah, he's probably getting out of bed now. And John, I don't know if he was out there playing football with his or watching his nephew play football. Obviously, you, Kev, Mr. Swift, Krishnan, and I think that was everybody. Unfortunately, the Alex Scott experience didn't show up today because I always find he's highly amusing. Thank you very much, Mark.
Cheers,
Take
Mark.
care of yourself, mate, and hopefully we'll see you. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing next Sunday. My brother's over during the week. We're going to...
All right, yeah. Just keep us posted throughout the week. It's all right.
Yeah. So, and once again, thank you very much, Kev.
All right,
Always
no problem.
A pleasure. Never a chore, mate. So,
all right, then. You're going.
Take care of yourself.
Shut up.
And as always, leave you out and come on, you Spurs.